Here's what you're going to need: a jack with some wood, a breaker bar, and a torque wrench, both with 17mm sockets, the VW lug cover remover, and something to chock the wheels. First, let's start with getting the lug covers off using the hook tool. The hook tool can be found, along with your wheel key, in the trunk. Pull up the rear carpet, and you should find the hook tool and wheel key somewhere in this area. You can see here the hook tool is in the rear right of this car. This is what your wheel key is going to look like. Using the breaker bar, loosen all the lugs slightly so they can be turned by hand. Next, make sure to chock the wheels so the car doesn't roll. Now, look under the car for a section of metal that is thicker than the rest. This is the jack point and will be found near each wheel. Now, slide the jack under the car and proceed to jack it up slowly, making sure the car doesn't roll. You'll want to get about a finger gap underneath the wheel so you don't have to lift the wheel too far. Now, remove the lugs by hand or with the help of the breaker bar if you didn't get them quite loose enough, and take the wheel off. Now's a good time to check the tire wear and for any nails or other damage. Get your new wheel and place it on the hub. Align the wheel holes with the bolt holes. A helper is really nice in this step. Threading one bolt in all the way will also help keep the wheel in place, while you thread the rest of the bolts in as tight as possible by hand, or again with a little help from the breaker bar. Not too tight though. Now we've got to set the car back on the ground. Twist the jack handle counterclockwise slowly, and the car will begin to lower. Pull the jack out and set it aside. Get your torque wrench and set it to 88 foot-pounds, as shown, or whatever your manual calls for. We'll tighten the lugs in an every other pattern going all the way around, so that we get good even clamping. The torque wrench will click as so. I recommend torquing all the lugs at least twice, just to make sure you don't miss any. Now put your lug covers back on, and the wheel key has a special cover, which I'll show here in a second. Make sure you get your key. Congratulations, you successfully swapped your wheels.